All right, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Abishai Bashim Akakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostle great millstone of well. I am not a member. However, I have entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Now, this is the Joe Budden podcast, as you can see on here, and the lady that's talking, her name's Mo. She's actually pretty funny. She has her own podcast, and I don't watch a lot of them, but hers is one of the ones I actually like. I'll watch the highlights and kind of keep up with those. But anyway, whatever. The point of this is, all right, we talking about the whole Nolan situation, and I don't really know. Okay, so my carnal side is mad at the parents, but through the spirit, I understand, right? Whoever parents being innocent, that was just the judgment that was dealt. And, we just got to pray and be sincere that we don't get pray the prayers of David. David prayed that his enemies would not get the upper hand. And I'll grab that in a second. But my fleshly side is upset with the parents because you are stupid. How could you let him go with them? And these are things that myself, my family, every so-called black person I know, their mother, their father, or if they had both parents, both of their parents told them, if you the only nigga there, you ain't going. That should be a standard. And on the carnal side, your stupidity cost, and your trusting in your enemy cost you your son. But anyway, and like I said, I reiterate, that is on the carnal side of what I'm talking about here, right? So I'm gonna let. Oh wait, yeah. I'm gonna let her say her piece. We'll pause it when we need to pause, but she's gonna say some pretty some stuff that is 100% true, and you can see the 2/3 Jake ain't about all that. You know what I'm saying? They not really listening to the stuff, the propaganda that, we actually almost felt for, or actually we did fall for a short period of time, where folks was trying, it was going back and forth with these, so-called white tea folks about how, racism isn't a thing anymore, but Satan is the prince and the power of the air, so he can control what is presented, and that is why he controls Jake's image, and he controls his own, and he can transform himself into an angel of light, right? So let's go ahead and let it play. Some of the ones I paraphrase, if I can remember, I'm gonna pull those up while she's talking. So here we go.
Did something to him, but black people are weary at this point. I don't aspire to live in a white neighborhood or have a job in this way. But
no longer stay upon them that smote them, for those who are in the know. But this is just the sentiment is the same even with 2/3. They just don't know that yet. They don't have that understanding yet. All right, my bad.
Fortunately, in a lot of our situations, the best schools happen to be white ones, and the best neighborhoods happen to be white ones. We're at a point right now where my kids ain't even allowed to hang with white kids. Like you literally can't hang with these white kids. I promise you. And this is the thing. White men are dangerous. White people are dangerous. When you are the only black...
And that is a statistical fact. Not only is it a statistical fucking fact, these are lived experience of Jake, myself included. You learn there's a lesson that you learn, especially as a young so-called black or a Judite. All right, there's a lesson that you learn when you finally realize, and I'm only saying it because this is the things that you come upon before you realize who you are. You think that you're black, right? So there is a very valuable lesson that you're taught, because as Jake, we are not a hateful people. Cautious, but not a hateful people. And there's a point in time in your life where if you are hanging around a mixed group, or not so much mixed, you're the only one that looks the way you look, you're going to find out real quick, oh, I'm black. And what does it mean to be black? Well, the very definition of it. Huh? And let's get that definition. Elder Malcolm talks about it all the time. And you think black means uh, your quote unquote race, but they are going by, these are things that you call yourself. You're actually pushing negativity onto yourself. So you think when you say I'm black, you think, oh, I'm black, I'm proud, I'm happy to be it. But when they call you that, they are putting something on you. They are labeling you. They are categorizing you. So let's see. Uh, let's see what the definition of it is. Right. This is the AI overview that I'm reading. Fundamentally refers to the color of extreme darkness, complete absorption of visible light. Beyond physical color, it is meaning extends into diverse contexts, including race and ethnicity, which that should not be. What? How can a color be a race and ethnicity? You see what I'm saying? So you've got to break free of that mess. That is also a part of no longer stand upon him that smote them, is coming out and fleeing out of her. Come out of her, my people. That is also a part of that. You completely unlearn everything that you have been miseducated with. All right. Okay. Meaning extend to diverse contexts, including race, ethnicities, symbolic moods, business and finance, and secretive operations. Okay. So obviously, the racial one is who. But let's go and let's get the symbolism and the psychology. Okay, so the negative or somber tones culturally associated with death, mourning, evil, pessimism. This spans into idioms like having black mood or what happens when you're so-called blackballed from something. Anytime you put black as a prefix, it is a negative connotation to whatever the subject is after, whatever you're putting. And in actuality, if they are black, they are evil, they are dead. Anyway, I mentioned about David praying that his enemies don't get the upper hand. So this really is the entire chapter. Psalms 109 is I think like 30 something verses. Let me go to it. Psalms 109. Yeah, it's about 30 verses, but it's the prayer against your enemies, right? And this is a Psalm of David. And I'm going to read it. All right, I'm not going to read all 30. You can read 30, but I'm going to get a couple of points just so that I can, drive the point home here. And then we can let Ms. Mona here continue on with her her piece. All right, so this is the Psalm of David here and it says, "Hold not thy peace, O power of my praise. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. They have compassed me about also with words of hatred, and fought against me without cause or without a cause. For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer. And they have rewarded me evil for good, and hatred for my love. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. Let his days be few, and let another take his office." Okay, and it goes into, what the reward of the wicked should be. But overall, David had a couple of, most of these psalms can be said as prayers. It's like when you write a song, R&B song to a woman, you singing that with your heart, with your mind. That is something you wrote out of the depths of your heart. Same thing, except this is to something that is more perfect. This is not a woman. This is your omnipotent power. This is Yahweh you are praying to. So it should come easy to you as you pray for these things, as you read these things, and you model your prayers after these. You continuously must pray that the enemy does not get the upper hand over you, that the Lord doesn't give you over to your vile affections, and then you suffer a judgment as Nolan did. All right, so let's go ahead and let her. Actually, yeah. All right, so let's go let her finish. I'm gonna try to not pause it so I can.
Friend out of the friend group, you almost always are going to be the one. When the police come, you the one going to catch the charge. When the hoes come around, we got to make somebody look stupid.
Sorry. He is not in trouble as other men, roughly paraphrased, right? That's why Jake always, those are the curses. But we flipping, they flipping, don't worry. They are flipping.
So we can get fucked or look cool, you gonna be the fucking bed. You cannot be the only black one. So the fact that you can't be the only black one as an adult, how the fuck can you be the only black one as a 13-year-old? My son has white friends. I'm already trying to figure out how to explain to him that y'all can hang at school, y'all can do an after school thing, y'all can go to the mall. You can't go to their houses and you can't spend the night. You can't. It's too
And that was something I heard my whole life. Ain't no spend a night.
fucking dangerous. I need you to make it home to me. I need to bury you and you not bury me. Period. I am not one of them moms that, want you to make the best decisions. I want you to make it the fuck home. My child knows how to operate a weapon. My child is in some type of situation with a police officer. My child sees this cop reaching. He decides to take this cop's life away or whatever happens. I am going to see my child for 15 to 20 to 30. It's going to be a great bid. The best bid you can have in that prison is what my son going to have. But all that going to court so we can fake march and then he get a paid vacation and switch to another county, can't be a part of that. Like, I need you to make it home and don't let nobody take your life from you. You can't let you can't let your children hang with them white children. It's dangerous. It's a death sentence. They're fucking dangerous. They sold the scam around 9/11 that terrorists look like Muslims. It was a lie. The number one domestic, what is the word I'm looking for?
Terror threat.
Terrorist. The number one domestic terrorist in the country of the United States has always been and always will be a white man. You know what's worse? A pack of them. You know what's worse? A pack with Jack Daniels. They're fucking dangerous. Look at the numbers. It's not an opinion thing. It's too fucking dangerous for your fucking son to go on a fishing trip with his white homies on the lake because they'll come home and say, we don't know what the fuck happened to him. And nobody...
See? Hey, man. She ain't lying. She ain't lying. And if you've ever been in the military and been around a bunch of drunk white tee folks, you know. And that is often something some of the, the other Israelite NCOs or somebody who may be, your direct supervisor, if they give a shit about you, they tell you, hey, don't be going out there with them doing, X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 woody, woo. Just go to work. Pass, your little test or whatever you need to pass, and take care of business, because you gonna get hung out to dry, right? You're gonna get the worst punishment, but they're just gonna get, something non-judicial. Like your ass, Article 15 is something bad that you get, according to in the UCMJ. So Article 15, as opposed to an LOR, or as opposed to a letter of reprimand, as opposed to having to come in on your day off and get smoked, right? Do remedial PT, anything like that. They'll get that. But Jake, you get in the book. No matter where you go in any institution in Babylon, that what she's saying is 100% true. And again, that is why I think about the frustration I have with his parents. You are stupid. And it sucks to say that because they just lost it. It feels insensitive, but you're stupid. Why did you let him? Whatever. Because at the end of the day, right, we're not here to be carnal. So let me get a grip and we'll stick to what we got, right? So, I mentioned about come out of her, my people. So let me read that. And this is Revelation 18:4. All right. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, right? So we got that. I mentioned that earlier, and then we went over about just one example of David praying that his enemies don't get the upper hand, right? So we got that. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and let her finish, because I think Job, one of these other dudes, gonna say some other stuff that we got some scriptures for as well.
In the group morally says, well, come on, we grew up with Jerome. They don't give a fuck when it comes down to it because they were raised that way.
And well said, Mona. And if you are an advertiser and want your product talked about right here, just imagine.
You see, fucking coward. And here's another thing. And you know what? Let's go ahead and let's Proverbs 30. verse 8 and verse 9 in the KJV. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient to me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, Who is Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. All right, and he is the first. You get, and that is the thing about, you get your consolation on this side. And the same thing with these 501c3 churches. Also, these 501c3 camps. You cannot be honest. You cannot tell the truth. You have to back down. You have to not back down. I'm sorry. You have to bow down, as Joe Budden just did. And also, if we're going into an MOTB and we throw that in there, definitely taking it. Niggas like that, they're taking it. And and there are brothers that got a little money. There's some that do, some that got a little more than others. But, I don't think most of us are making podcast money like these dudes are doing. And count yourself blessed for it. Because now you're in a compromised position to where you could be potentially denied the Lord. And hey, man, if that's even a question for you, it is what it is, buddy. I can't help you. May the Lord have mercy on you. You know what I'm saying? All right, and let's go ahead and read 1 Kings 18. No. Yeah. Because it's Elijah's. Let me go to Matthew 6 and 24, because that's the one I know off the top of my head, right? So let's get that right fast. Okay, Matthew 6 and 24. These are the words of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. And if you go to that word, mammon, it is Strong's G 3126. And the definition, the first one also obviously says mammon or mammon, or however it's said in the Greek. And then the other definition is treasure and riches. All right. So, there's one more coward in here that we need to let him say his piece too as well. I think. We'll see.
Yo, just imagine. We can have the amazing Damona do that, and then whatever your shit is, Lay's potato chips, Heinz ketchup.
All jokes aside, y'all.
Oh shit.
Pause. And then you see, he did it as a somewhat of a comedic relief. And I noticed that when certain Jakes get serious on these otherwise supposed to be funny podcasts, there's always some stupid nigger, that has to jump in with comedic relief, kind of relieve that pressure, because too much honesty just don't feel right for them. Hate y'all. Jeremiah 2 and 33, before we continue on. Why trimmest thou away to seek love? And obviously this is about the gospel, but in this instance, we're talking about how Mona spoke truth, and they are trying to, kind of segue and do that, redirect. All right. So, why trimmest thou away to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. All right. And do I want to keep? Let me see. Also in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocent. I have not found it by secret search. Okay, so yeah, basically we just wanted that. I really wanted 33. This is why trimmest thou way to seek love. All right, especially for those who who would leave you for dead on an island.
Wrong to say, like, cut it out. But
No, we ain't cut it out, nigga. I stand with you.
This the thing though. I am so serious. I got 2 sons.
Oh, she doubling down. Holy shit. All right.
I'm dead.
I thought you stood with her.
serious.
No, we can understand.
I'm dead serious. I grew up in the time. No, I grew up in the time in the 90s. They told you don't get the kids guns. My peers, 8, 9-year-olds, they couldn't even get a water gun for Christmas or their birthday, right? Because the police will murder you with the toy gun, thinking it's real. Tamir Rice, or that gun is teaching them gun violence and teaching them how to play with guns. We don't want the kids playing with guns. It was wrong.
I heard it. I heard that.
In my opinion, your child should, if you're a gun over, your child should know how to put the gun, load the gun, put the safety on it, put it away. You hide it, it don't do nothing but make the motherfuckers want to go play with it. Why is this 14-year-old not supposed to know how to load a gun? A house intruder come, I'm frying chicken, my son busts his ass coming through the window. Why is that a wrong thing? They kids hunting, them kids shotguns, taking out deers and shit. Scopes. But we all sitting here praying, trying to be violent, and doing the fucking nay-nay when people get killed, get murdered. I'm off that. I have children, I have sons. I'm afraid that they're going to die. So this is where you get, a lot of women feel like me. A lot of women.
That's real shit.
Not just women.
That's real shit.
A lot of parents.
If you fight back, you go to jail. If not, you die. We got 2 options. Carmelo Anthony, free him. You going to die or you going to go to jail? What you going to do? Fuck that.
Hey, man. And that other dude, the other one, I guess that said, not those two. The other dude that's sitting up high, I can't remember his name. But he admitted to being a coward, so at least he honest about it. But anyway, we'll end it with Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach or Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not altogether been wiped away. Keep your eye on folks. Pay attention. All right? And this isn't to those who have been in this thing and understand. This is to those who are much newer. All right? It is not a... all right, this is not the time. You need to pay attention. You need to be prayed up. Fast if you need to fast, but kind of clear the fog of your mind, because a lot is going on and you've got to get up and get out, maybe take a walk, do what you do in order to maintain your sanity. And it first and foremost should be prayer. All right, with that being said,